Bear. We really chose the wrong name for a dog in Canada.
Yeah, I was just thinking that before. I was like, oh no, we didn't think that this would happen.
Every time I go for a walk on a trail or like a hike and with Bear and I call out his name, I'm worried somebody's going to freak out that I'm trying to warn them there's a bear inside. We might have to give him a new name. What do you think?
What else do we call him? What could he come?
Teddy would be cool, but our neighbour's dog's named Teddy. And so's my brother-in-law, so that'd be weird. So the purpose of this video today is really to share everything we've kind of learned from being parents for the past 9 months and what we didn't expect, because I don't know about you guys, but I didn't really have any expectations before having our baby. I kind of just let it all happen. I didn't really like read the books or watch too many YouTube videos or anything. And I don't know, maybe like it would be helpful to actually share what we've learned so that anyone who is expecting their first kid, I don't know, maybe you can match your expectations. We need to hurry.
It looks cool in here.
Bear?
Bear, no.
Bear. See, at least when I say it, I feel like it doesn't sound like Bear, but when you say it, it does.
Yeah. Bear, come. Okay.
I'll start. First thing, surprised how well we can operate and adapt with very little sleep. You?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a new level of exhaustion I've never experienced before, but it's like really interesting to see how you react when you're under that much stress, and like things that you thought that you were like done doing, or like bad habits or coping mechanisms, they come back up and you've got to deal with it again, which is pretty interesting. Do you find that?
Yeah, I mean, like, so before we have Isla, I always tried to optimize for sleep, because all the self-help things you read or books or videos, whatever you watch, podcasts, they'll tell you like the most important thing is sleep. So that's great, unless you have a baby, when you don't really control how much you sleep. I don't think either of us have had 8 hours sleep since she was born, am I wrong?
I know I
Continuous
haven't.
sleep? No.
No.
I might have a few times actually. Mandy does most of the night shift obviously, but I think a lot of it is like knowing when you've reached the point of absolute exhaustion, and that's why like it's crucial to have a partner who can notice that and say, hey, like you're obviously really tired, you need a break.
Yeah.
And even if it's just a 2-hour nap or whatever, yeah, you definitely you need that. But like I said, I kind of look at things differently now. Like I used to, if I was really tired and had a bad sleep, I would almost like write the whole day off and just do nothing because I was exhausted. Whereas now it's kind of like, if I do that, well, I'm never going to get anything done.
Yeah, you're so behind.
So by pushing myself to actually get up and do what I know I need to do for the day, it's made me realize how adaptable we are and how much you can actually get done, even if you are tired and lacking sleep. You think so?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the warning signs that I've found, or a few warning signs, you know, your mental health does start to dip when you haven't slept well. So getting straight in the shower as soon as I wake up has been really helpful. Or like a sauna, just like something that can, you know, quickly wake up. Because I know that a lot of moms sometimes like feel guilty for having a shower. I've read that and I'm like, man, that's like the game changer, the pivoter for the day for me. So having a shower or a sauna, going for a family walk like we're doing right now. I haven't had much sleep last night, but as soon as I get outside, I feel 100 times better when I'm walking, and my mental's better. And another warning sign, so like I noticed that I think everyone's mad at me when I'm really tired, and then I start telling myself these stories about, you know, people being mad at me, but it's just because I need sleep. And so for me, that's a warning sign. And I think if you aren't aware that that happens when you get tired, that can cause arguments as well. So I think it's just important to not believe everything you think when you're in the haze of being very tired.
I think the saying is, if you think everyone's mad at you, have a nap. If you're mad at everybody, have something to eat.
Yeah, or go exercise also, yeah. I think that that's, yeah, good rules.
Guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. One thing that we don't really show a lot of on this channel is all the behind the scenes stuff that we do, like editing videos, uploading content, and of course, planning all of our trips. Now, up until about 10 months ago, we actually didn't have access to our own Wi-Fi because we were pretty much traveling full time, which meant going to places like cafes or co-working places to get all of our work done, which also meant logging onto public Wi-Fi. Now, if you don't know, public Wi-Fi is an absolute goldmine for hackers, which is why for almost 3 years now, we've been using our Surfshark VPN, and still to this day, even though we have our own Wi-Fi, I never go online without first firing up the VPN. And just in case you don't know what VPN stands for, it's Virtual Private Network. So basically, it acts like a mask, encrypting all of the data that gets sent between your computer and the internet so that no one can steal all of your sensitive information. But that's honestly just one reason we use Surfshark. The other reason is that it also lets us log on to servers from all over the world, which means accessing streaming services from other countries that we can't usually get, such as Hulu, HBO, and Netflix. So don't leave yourself vulnerable to hackers any longer. Secure your privacy with Surfshark by clicking the link below to get 4 months extra. He's in his absolute element here though. Hey buddy.
Go in there, go, swim, swim. Where's the stick? Okay, so one thing that I read, I'm not sure where I read it, was just a saying about how it's, especially in a marriage, it's you and your partner versus the problem, not you and your partner versus each other. And I try to just like remind that over and over again, because sometimes when you're really tired, it's really hard to see what the problem is and you want to blame. Maybe, I mean, I do. I don't want to say other people want to, but that's how I feel sometimes when I'm tired. And so we just, yeah. Just something to keep in mind. It's a good saying that I feel like you can sort of use as a mantra, and it helps to stay on the same team and work through problems rather than arguing. I think it's just a really stressful time as a couple, starting a family and learning how to take care of another human. It's a very, you know, it's the biggest change that we go through in our lives, I think. And that can, yeah, add a lot of stress onto a relationship. So we just try to prioritize our marriage and us staying good, and everything else seems to sort of like fall in line with that.
All right, I haven't actually talked about this. This is kind of embarrassing. I never thought I would get injured from being a dad. So apparently, while we're in Thailand, I developed what they call mummy wrist, which is, what are you laughing at? Yeah, which is like, yeah, it's pretty lame. But I thought I had an injury from jiu-jitsu. We went on holidays and my wrist was really hurting me, especially when I was holding Lila in my left hand, which is how I always held her for the first 3 months. While I was doing anything, while I was on the phone or computer or kitchen, whatever. And went to a doctor a couple of months later because it just wouldn't get better. I wasn't training or anything and it just would not go away. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I thought not training for a couple of months it would get better, and it didn't. So I went to the doctor and told her what was up, and she just kind of looked at me and laughed and showed me a picture of what's called de Quervain's tendonitis. I think that's how you say it. But the nickname is mummy wrist, and apparently it's really common for new parents. And it's been 6 months and it still hurts. I went and got a steroid cortisone injection 2 weeks ago, which was supposed to make it better, and it did for about a week, but it's starting to come back. So I got to go get some alternative treatment. But I never, ever would have thought, especially with the like jiu-jitsu training I've done, that I would have got injured holding my baby. Isn't that insane?
I think that's a good sign that you held her lots, though.
Yeah, but I feel like a bit of a pussy, to be honest. Is Bear gonna jump off the dock? Bear. Come on. Go. Bear. Come on. Jump. Go swim. No. He's scared. Go on. This is your chance, buddy. Bear won't swim anywhere unless we're swimming, pretty much. All right.
One thing that I'm really super grateful that we did before having kids was sort of think about what we wanted parenting to look like for us so that we could enjoy our fatherhood and motherhood just as much as she's enjoying her childhood. So again, I don't remember where I heard this from. This is all just advice. I must have just like lodged somewhere weird back in the part of my brain. But I was told to like visualize what your perfect day as a family would look like and sort of just keep slowly progressing to get to that day and how I want it to feel. How do I want to feel in my day, essentially, as a mom? And like I mentioned before, the better that I'm doing, the better that the rest of my family is doing because I'm able to function at a high capacity. So I just made sure that like all my self-care practices are in order and that I'm able to like do yoga as much as I need to. Lloyd's able to exercise as much as he needs. So like just making sure everyone's needs are met. So designing your day sort of around that. It's been great for us. The decision that we made years ago that we didn't want to do the 9 to 5 and then rush home and make dinner and barely see each other. Like we wanted to experience life together and work through life together. And we've achieved that, which has been such a blessing. I'm really grateful that we did that and that we just had the forethought to do that. So I do recommend like thinking about what your perfect motherhood or fatherhood or parenthood, whatever, would look like, and start working towards that now instead of waiting till you have a kid, because it's a lot more stressful and you have a lot less free time. So sort of, yeah, just designing it beforehand. Really grateful we did that. Couldn't recommend anything more.
Okay, so maybe it's just me, and I don't want to sound negative at all because a lot of people have given us good advice and helped us out when we've needed it, but it seems like there is a little bit of competitiveness when it comes to like new parents. Like everyone kind of wants to brag that their kid does this, their kid does that, their kid sleeps through the night, or like is a perfect child, and that may be the case, but I don't know, it feels like there's some kind of like underlying competition between new parents, and I don't think that is really healthy. I don't think that's the way it should be. Like everyone has their own struggles, everyone's lifestyle is different, and it's not a competition. Like should sort of be helping each other out rather than like trying to prove that you have the best behaved baby. Does that make sense? And like, I guess to get specific about that is what I mean is people won't know what your situation is and they will give you unwarranted advice, and it feels like it's just to like show that they're doing better than you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that's not the case. But I mean, we've had so many new parents brag about how much their child is sleeping or whatever because we've brought up that we had a sleepless night. Like, I don't know, it's not a competition. Yeah.
Just adding to that, I guess, it's just a reminder that everyone, I like to think that everyone's just doing their best with the knowledge that they've been given and presented in their life, and maybe they know their baby's needs better than anyone else, which we should. So I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I like to bite my tongue as much as I can. I just like to share what is working for me rather than critiquing what I think other people aren't doing, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I'm very aware that a lot of the things that I do are strange or different than everyone else. I'm quite crunchy. Canada, I don't fit in very much here with my style of parenting. Like Lloyd and I studied our parenting from people in Byron Bay and in Asia and places that, still are very heavily focused on the family unit and going through life together, because that's sort of what aligns with our values and our priorities a bit more. But that doesn't mean that we don't agree. Like if someone else is living a completely different lifestyle than us, we understand our way of parenting wouldn't suit everyone. So I think it's just probably a good idea just to remember that we don't know someone's full story just from seeing them for an hour or two and how they act in there with their kid. Anyway, I think it's good to give people the benefit of the doubt.
What about how well
Sorry, I was like wiping my face. My nose is running so bad.
What about how well we got treated traveling with Lila through the airports?
Wow. Yeah, that was really unexpected actually. Traveling like with her was really, really hard. And with Bear, that was the hardest thing we've probably ever done for our travel. But yeah, the way that like the airport staff mostly, like they were incredible. We got to like skip queues and they just were like, you know what, go through, and they gave us like bassinets and stuff, even though we had to keep taking her out of it because of turbulence while she was sleeping. Yeah, they definitely went above and beyond. You get treated way better when you have a kid than when you don't.
Yeah, it gives me some faith in humanity that people actually like care that you're maybe struggling a little bit because you have a kid and it's a little bit harder. And people just have a lot more patience for you, especially in the service industry. And I don't know, maybe that should be given to more people. Maybe we should have patience with people who don't have kids as well. But
yeah,
some people who don't have kids is just dickheads.
And people with kids too, right?
There's definitely a balance between rude customers and giving good service. So, but that surprised me how well we were treated for it was about 48 hours of traveling from Thailand to here, because we had to stop off in Qatar and Toronto because we had Bear, and every single person we came across was just like went above and beyond for us. So that surprised me a lot. I think probably for the last one, I would just say like Lloyd and I used to be like partiers. Can I say that? I mean,
we
people
were
have seen
kind
us
of
in
mess ups.
Vietnam and Mexico and stuff. Yeah, you can say that.
You know, maybe not traditional with some things, definitely not traditional with some things, but quite, you know, with other things. But we've made a lot of changes, and if having kids is something that you want to do, don't let your past or like the people around you or whatever decide how you parent or if you parent or not. I think if you want to do it, just set your heart on wanting to do it and becoming the best version of yourself. And one day you'll just wake up and you're a great mom or dad and you have a beautiful family, because that's kind of what happened for us.
Yeah, like I've had friends say like, how do you know when you're ready to have a kid? And I thought the same thing. You don't. You're never going to be ready. There's a saying that goes, you have to level up in order to level up. So you just need to do the thing, and you will catch up.
Yeah, change follows action. So take action on what you want. And that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
Hope this provided some value to you guys. Love you guys lots. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.